Imagine if your kitchen worked like a road maintenance crew. Some foods quietly clear debris, smooth traffic, and keep everything flowing. Others look harmless, but slowly cause traffic jams you don't notice, until there's a breakdown. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people miss. Heart attacks don't start in the heart. They start years earlier, on your plate, in your arteries, one everyday choice at a time. Most people think avoiding fast food is enough. But even healthy diets often miss the specific foods that actively support blood flow, reduce plaque buildup, and protect artery walls from damage. Today, we're breaking down 8 foods and 1 lifestyle habit that help your arteries stay flexible, clean, and open. And yes, some placements on this list will surprise you. No fads, no miracle claims. Here's the thing. We're talking about foods backed by real data and real-world results. These are choices that have stood the test of time and scientific scrutiny. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button, because we're about to save you from a future hospital visit, one grocery trip at a time. Let's start with number 8. 8. Garlic. The most underestimated heart helper in your kitchen. You've probably got garlic sitting in your pantry right now, and you might think it's there to add flavor to your pasta or stir-fry. But garlic acts like a pressure release valve for your circulatory system, subtle but powerful over time. The real kicker is what happens inside garlic when you crush it. It contains a compound called allicin, which has been linked to improved blood vessel relaxation. When your blood vessels relax, blood flows more easily, and your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood throughout your body. And get this, garlic adds bold flavor without adding a single calorie to your meals. You can replace salt, replace heavy sauces, and still get that punch of taste your food needs. But here's what most people get wrong. Garlic works best when you crush it and let it rest for about 10 minutes before cooking. That resting period allows the allicin to fully develop. Garlic has been used consistently in heart protective diets worldwide for centuries. From Mediterranean cuisine to Asian cooking traditions, cultures that eat garlic regularly tend to have better cardiovascular outcomes. The credibility point here? Studies show garlic supplementation can reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 8 millimeters of mercury in some adults. That might not sound like much, but when you're talking about preventing strokes and heart attacks, every point matters. Bottom line, garlic's not flashy, but it's quietly effective when used consistently. If you're cooking without it, you're missing an easy win. And if garlic is the mechanic, the next food is the oil change. Or 7. Extra virgin olive oil. This isn't your regular fat, it's vascular lubrication. For decades, we were told that all fat was bad. Cut the fat, save your heart. Turns out, that advice was missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Your body needs fat, but it needs the right kind. And extra virgin olive oil is one of the best fats you can pour into your system. Here's the thing. Olive oil replaces artery-damaging fats with smooth-flowing fuel. When you swap out butter, margarine, or processed vegetable oils for extra virgin olive oil, you're making a trade your arteries will thank you for. Olive oil is high in monounsaturated fats, which don't clog your arteries the way saturated and trans fats do. It's also rich in polyphenols, natural plant compounds that reduce inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation is one of the hidden drivers of plaque buildup in your arteries, so anything that tamps it down is a win. And get this, it enhances taste without needing heavy sauces or added sugar. A drizzle of good olive oil over vegetables, fish, or salad can transform a boring meal into something you'll actually enjoy eating. Extra virgin olive oil is a staple of the Mediterranean diet, which brings us to the credibility point. Mediterranean diet studies show up to 30% fewer cardiovascular events with regular olive oil use. 30%? That's not a small number. That's the difference between a heart attack at 60 and living healthy into your 80s. The real kicker is this: you don't need a lot. 2 to 3 tablespoons a day is enough to see benefits. Use it for cooking at low to medium heat, drizzle it on finished dishes, or use it in homemade salad dressings. Bottom line, this is fat that works for your arteries, not against them. Now let's talk about the food that acts like a sponge. Number 6. Oats. Boring? Maybe, Effective? Absolutely. Oats don't get the hype that superfoods get. They're not exotic. They're not Instagram-worthy. But here's what they do better than almost anything else. They absorb excess cholesterol before it enters your bloodstream. Oats are high in a type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. When you eat oats, that fiber forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract. As food passes through, the beta-glucan binds to cholesterol particles and pulls them out of your system before they can enter your blood and stick to your artery walls. And get this, oats keep you full and stabilize blood sugar at the same time. When your blood sugar stays stable, you're less likely to crash and reach for sugary snacks later in the day. That means fewer insulin spikes, less inflammation, and better overall metabolic health. Oats are also cheap, accessible, and incredibly versatile. You can eat them hot or cold, sweet or savory. You can make overnight oats, oatmeal bowls, or even blend them into smoothies. The best benefits come from steel-cut or rolled oats, not the instant packets loaded with sugar. Here's the credibility point. Consuming 3 grams of beta-glucan per day can lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, by 5 to 10%. You'll get that amount in about 1 cup of cooked oatmeal. The real kicker is consistency. Eating oats once won't do much, but eating them 4 or 5 times a week? That's when your cholesterol numbers start to shift. Bottom line, oats aren't exciting, but they're clinically impressive. If you want results without the hype, this is your food. Next up, food that stretches your arteries, literally. 5. Leafy greens. These aren't your standard vegetables. They're circulation trainers. Spinach, kale, arugula, collard greens, Swiss chard. These foods don't get enough credit for what they do inside your body. Leafy greens improve vessel flexibility and blood flow in ways most people never think about. Here's the thing. Your arteries aren't supposed to be rigid tubes. They're supposed to expand and contract with every heartbeat, adapting to changes in blood pressure and activity. But over time, poor diet, inflammation, and oxidative stress make them stiff. And stiff arteries are dangerous arteries. Leafy greens are high in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, allowing them to expand and let blood flow more freely. It's like giving your arteries a flexibility workout every time you eat a salad. And get this, leafy greens are loaded with magnesium and vitamin K. Magnesium helps regulate blood pressure. Vitamin K helps prevent calcium from building up in your arteries, which is one of the main drivers of arterial stiffness. The best part? Leafy greens have extremely low calorie density. You can eat massive portions without worrying about weight gain. Whether you eat them lightly cooked or raw, you're getting maximum benefit with minimal effort. Here's the credibility point. High leafy green intake is linked to lower arterial stiffness in population studies. People who eat greens regularly have arteries that behave like they're years younger than their actual age. Bottom line, think of leafy greens as yoga for your blood vessels. They keep things flexible, responsive, and ready to handle whatever life throws at you. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button and subscribe button so you don't miss what comes next. Now let's clean out oxidative damage. 4. Berries sweet, but strategic. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. These aren't sugary indulgences. They're weapons against arterial rust caused by oxidative stress. Here's what happens inside your body every day. Your cells produce energy, and as a byproduct, they create unstable molecules called free radicals. These free radicals damage your artery walls, making them more likely to accumulate plaque. Over time, that damage adds up. Berries fight that process. They're rich in anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals before they can cause harm. The darker the berry, the more anthocyanins it contains. And get this, berries have a low glycemic impact. Unlike candy or baked goods, they won't spike your blood sugar. That makes them a smart choice, even if you're managing diabetes or insulin resistance. Berries are also easy to add to breakfasts or snacks. Toss them in oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or eat them straight out of the container. Frozen berries retain most of their benefits, so you don't need to worry about buying fresh every week. Here's the credibility point. Regular berry consumption is associated with 15 to 25% reductions in heart disease risk markers. That includes lower inflammation, better cholesterol profiles, and improved blood vessel function. The real kicker is this: you don't need a ton. Half a cup to 1 cup a day is enough to see benefits. Bottom line, berries are dessert that defends your arteries. If you're going to satisfy a sweet tooth, this is how you do it smartly. The next one surprises most people. Number 3, nuts, especially walnuts. Small handful, big payoff. Nuts got a bad reputation for years because they're calorie-dense. People thought eating nuts would make them gain weight and worsen their cholesterol. Turns out the opposite is true when eaten in moderation. Here's the thing. Nuts improve cholesterol balance without spiking blood sugar. They raise your HDL cholesterol, the good kind that helps remove plaque from your arteries, while lowering your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that contributes to buildup. Walnuts are especially powerful because they contain plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. These omega-3s work similarly to the ones found in fish, reducing inflammation and supporting healthy blood flow. And get this, nuts are highly satiating. A small handful keeps you full for hours, which means you're less likely to snack on processed junk later in the day. That's a win for your arteries and your waistline. The best way to eat nuts? Unsalted. Roasted nuts often come loaded with sodium, which can raise blood pressure and counteract some of the benefits. Raw or dry roasted without added salt is your best bet. Here's the credibility point. Daily nut consumption is linked to a 20 to 25% reduction in heart disease risk. That's one of the strongest protective effects you'll find in any food. But here's the catch. Portion control matters. 1 to 2 ounces a day is ideal. More than that, and you're adding unnecessary calories without extra benefit. Bottom line, the benefits are real, but you've got to be smart about how much you eat. Now let's talk about the heavy hitter. Number 2, fatty fish. This is where things get serious. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies, herring. These fish aren't on this list because they taste good. They're here because omega-3 fatty acids help calm inflammation and keep blood flowing smoothly. Here's what sets fatty fish apart. They're high in EPA and DHA, 2 types of omega-3s that your body can't make on its own. You have to get them from food. And these omega-3s are some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds you can consume. Inflammation is one of the main drivers of plaque formation in your arteries. When your artery walls are inflamed, cholesterol particles are more likely to stick and accumulate. Omega-3s reduce that inflammation, making your arteries less sticky and more resistant to buildup. And get this, fatty fish lowers triglycerides, which are a type of fat in your blood that increases heart disease risk when elevated. Omega-3 intake can lower triglycerides by 15 to 30%. That's a massive shift that can show up on your next blood test. Fatty fish is also high-quality protein, which helps you build and maintain muscle without the saturated fat load you'd get from red meat. The best preparation methods? Grilled or baked. Skip the deep frying, which adds unnecessary fats and negates some of the benefits. Here's the credibility point. Populations that eat fish regularly, like those in Japan and Scandinavia, have significantly lower rates of heart disease compared to populations that do not. The real kicker is this: you don't need to eat fish every day. 2 to 3 servings a week is enough to see major benefits. Bottom line, fatty fish is like WD-40 for stiff arteries. It loosens things up, reduces friction, and keeps everything moving the way it should. And the number 1 spot isn't food at all. Number 1, daily walking. The most basic habit with the biggest return. You can eat all the right foods, but if you're sitting all day, your arteries will still suffer. Movement keeps arteries responsive and elastic in ways that food alone cannot. Here's the thing. When you walk, your heart pumps more blood, your blood vessels expand, and your muscles demand oxygen. That process trains your arteries to stay flexible. It's like physical therapy for your cardiovascular system. And get this, walking improves circulation and insulin sensitivity. Better insulin sensitivity means your body handles blood sugar more effectively, which reduces inflammation and prevents damage to your artery walls. Walking also raises HDL cholesterol, the good kind, and reduces overall inflammation. These are the same benefits you'd get from medications, but without the side effects or cost. The best part? Walking requires no equipment, no gym membership, no special skills. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Morning, afternoon, evening, it all counts. Here's the credibility point. 30 minutes of walking a day can lower heart disease risk by up to 19%. That's nearly 1/5 of your risk gone, from something as basic as putting one foot in front of the other. The real kicker is consistency. Walking once a week won't cut it. But walking daily, even if it's broken up into 10-minute chunks, creates compounding benefits over time. Bottom line, food helps build the foundation, but movement activates everything. If you only take one thing from this video, make it this. Walk every single day. Let's zoom out for a second. At the bottom of the list were support players: garlic, oats, leafy greens. At the top were game changers: fatty fish and daily movement. But here's the thing. The real takeaway isn't one magic food. It's stacking small, repeatable wins that add up over time. Your arteries don't clog overnight, and they don't heal overnight either. But every walk you take, every fiber-rich meal you eat, every healthy fat choice you make sends the same signal to your body. Keep things flowing, keep things flexible, keep things clean, think long-term, think consistency, think boring but effective. The truth is, most people won't do this. They'll watch this video, nod along, and go right back to their old habits. But you're still here, which means you're different. You're someone who's willing to make small changes now to avoid big problems later. And get this, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to eat salmon every day or walk 10 miles. You don't have to give up every food you love. Start with 1 or 2 foods from this list. Add a 15-minute walk. Build from there. Your future heart will thank you for watching this today. Let me know in the comments which food on this list surprised you the most. And if you want to make smarter fast food choices, subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.